What drives a character like the Punisher? This question isn't as simple as it might seem. Is it simply revenge for the murder of his family, or is there something deeper and more complex? We often hear that hatred is his main motivation, an absolute hatred for criminals. When asked why, his answer is straightforward.
You call me the Punisher, ain't that right? The big bad Punisher.
Because I hate them. And the idea that he does this to make the world a better place seems like a mere side effect. The main goal is to punish the guilty, period, not necessarily to protect the innocent. Some see his actions as a form of self-punishment. His guilt for his inability to protect his family constantly pushes him to put himself in dangerous situations, as if he has two choices: win or die. Either kill more criminals who are similar to those who killed his family, or die confronting them and pay the price for his failure. There are other motivations beyond the idea of guilt or pure hatred. It's as if Frank Castle has become addicted to war and violence, a soldier who couldn't find his place after the war, so he continued his private war, an endless war against crime. It's as if he discovered that the real war, terrorism and crime, aren't outside, but in his homeland and in the heart of his city. You see his complete loss of faith, even in the judicial system, after failed attempts to achieve justice for his family through legal means. He simply decided to take the law into his own hands. From today on, there is no law. I am the law. This brings up a truly interesting point: moral wounding. This concept adds another depth to understanding his motivations. It's not just about personal pain. You could say that Frank Castle experienced two types of this sordid betrayal. The first is within his inner circle, within the institution to which he belongs, the army, his commanders, and his closest friends. And the second is related to the rest of society. Upon his return, after the murder of his innocent family in a public place like a park, it wasn't just a personal tragedy, but a collapse of his basic sense of security and trust in the security and social system of the country he fought for. A double sense of betrayal by his commanders, his institution, and his society as a whole. This dual sense of betrayal generates a deep rage mixed with guilt, pushing him beyond the boundaries of accepted society. From a psychological perspective, he suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, as a result of the war and the loss of his family. The symptoms of PTSD are clearly evident, there's no doubt about that, along with the excessive nightmares. There's a hypothesis that suggests it's a diagnosis of evil, as if it were a pathological behavior, a pattern of compulsive violence that becomes easier with each killing. Perhaps his ability to detach emotions. He treasures his family memories while simultaneously killing others with families without apparent hesitation. Also, his fanatical adherence to an ideology that justifies his violence and revenge. His moral code is complex. In some stories, he admits to finding pleasure or satisfaction in killing, which adds another layer of complexity. Is it good or evil? The boundaries become blurred, and these complexities spill over from the character himself to his iconic symbol, the skull. This symbol has become a subject of much debate in the real world. Its use by members of the police, the military, and other groups has angered many, even some of those involved in the character's creation, who support the idea that the symbol's primary purpose was not to glorify oppression or violence, but rather to symbolize the failure of justice and the system. The controversy surrounding the symbol is a reflection of the debate surrounding the character itself and its multiple meanings, illustrating how a fictional character and their symbol can acquire a life of their own and meanings that go beyond the original creator's intent. The symbol becomes a cultural property, interpreted and used in various ways as a mirror reflecting society's fears and tensions. Because the mirror is real, of course, in the end, we are faced with a very complex character who oscillates between personal revenge and a sense of duty, albeit in a distorted and self-punishing way, and perhaps, as we have mentioned at times, a disturbing pleasure in violence. This ultimately leaves us with deeper questions. Is this kind of hypervigilance a necessary evil that arises when systems fail to deliver justice, or is it in itself a threat to the fabric of society? The most important question: what does this persistent fascination with darkness mean?